When I was 13, I went to my first official horsemanship clinic by Gordon McKinley, okay? And he taught me basically the basics of the method, the groundwork, the colt starting, problem solving. When I was 13 and I went to that clinic, I knew I'd found what I wanted to do for a living. So from 13 to 15, I trained local kids' horses after school. I charged them $50 a week. So my schoolwork went downhill really badly from 13 to 15. I pretty much failed every grade because I never did homework. I never studied because my focus was on horses. Most parents would not want their kid to leave school at 15, okay? And my parents were actually the only ones that supported it because they knew where I was going to Gordon McKinley. He was a 65-year-old man. I was going to be too tired to get into any trouble. So when other kids are getting into drugs and trouble, I was working a 16-hour day beside a man out in the stockyards. And they knew that's where my passion was. They were smart enough to know that I was good at it. And they knew that they could make me stay at school, but I was going to make their life hell if they did. It was a big risk. I trained horses for 3 or 4 years in Australia. And I came to America when I was 20. I came to America, I got married, went back to Australia for a year so that my wife at the time could meet the family and do all that kind of stuff. And then I was going to come back to America for good. Well, because I only came back to Australia for a year, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to start up my horse training business again. I'll just go get a regular day job for a year. I had a couple of my own. Mindy was my rein and futurity horse that year. I'll train Mindy on the side after work, have a regular day job for a year, and then come back to America and pick up my horsemanship. Well, when I went back to Australia, I couldn't get a job, and it really scared me. Like, I thought to myself, okay, well, what can I do for a living? Okay, I don't know computers, I don't know this, I don't know that. I'll go pump gas. I'll go to a gas station, pump gas, check tires, sweep the floor. I've never been below working on that kind of stuff. So I went to a gas station and said, hey, my name's Clinton Anderson, I'm looking for a job. Well, what kind of experience you have? Well, I've trained horses for the last 6 years. Nope, not interested. Next one, not interested. Next one, not interested. I went to like 7 or 8 gas stations over 2 days. Nobody would hire me. So finally, I went to some gas stations and said, here's the deal. You hire me for a week, I'll work for free. You don't have to pay me. I'll work entirely for a week so you can see my work ethic. I'm a hard worker. I'm a quick learner. I'm smart, and I take pride in what I do. People looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you would actually work for a week for free to get a job? And I said, yeah, I need a job. They still wouldn't hire me. They acted like there was something wrong with me. Finally, I walked into a Sizzler restaurant. I walked up to the manager and said, I'll scrub the toilet with a toothbrush. I'll clean the drains. You name the crappiest job you have, I'll do it for a week straight to prove to you I want a job. Will you give it to me? He said, you're hired immediately. And I was actually a waiter at Sizzler for almost a year. And I trained a few horses on the side. And I had no problem with that. So I came to America, and it took off as far as I started my business. There's a difference between book smart and how the actual real world works. People do business off relationships. Mm-hmm. It's people skills, it's relationships, etc. So when I hire people, 4 key values, hardworking, personable, loyal, and ambitious, are just as important as how smart you are.